Yeah, that should be better.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Little technical difficulties. I'm going to have to check this out. This is my Rode Wireless Go 2.
Yeah.
And it's not cooperating tonight. Sorry about that. Let's get back to what we were doing. This is my old machine, and I'm going to take it apart and create a new machine out of it. I wrote down with the driver. Well, I'm going to transfer everything just as is. I'm not going to wipe it from scratch. I'm going to put it in and boot it up and see if everything, and change the drivers over for the new machine. So let's get to it. Linus, be proud. I'm pulling out your screwdriver.
Popping.
Sorry?
It says popping.
Popping.
The audio.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, we're using that. As long as we don't touch anything, maybe we'd be okay. So let's start taking the parts out. I think this is my C drive, which is a 256 gig light on. It's an old machine, old one. Very light, like nothing in there. And I also have a 500 gig mechanical drive. And lots of wires. Let's start disconnecting. I'm going to need these. These are my SATA data cables. Some short ones and some long ones. See how far that gets me. Now, one thing I'm going to be sacrificing is this has an optical drive, which I will not be using. Why? Because there's no place for it in the new case, and they're outdated. So, all right. Let's take out my network card because this new motherboard does not have built-in networking. Everything's falling apart. Here we go. It's an Asus networking card. Supposedly has Bluetooth that I have never been able to get to work. And the antenna's coming with me. So that can sit aside. Hard drives can sit aside. Let's take out our video card. It is not some gaming GPU. It's a ATI Radeon 3650, which is an old one. And it works. It's always been good for me. I don't even know what it's got for memory or anything else. I just know that it works. It has DisplayPort, HDMI, and a DVI port. That gives me enough options. And I have in the past and had no problem doing it, running 2 monitors at a time. That would be these two. Get the pieces, parts are falling out, not a problem. I might use that fan. Let's take him out. Alright, anybody can give me a squawk back on how the sound is. According to this, it seems to be okay. I hope you're all getting clear and not jumpy video. I tried tuning in on my other computer and it's just going into reload, bouts of reload. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if it's actually happening or just a quirk of being on the same network that I'm streaming from. So this fan could be worth something. I will put it inside. Use him later. That'll allow me to get to things here. Alright, let's do this. And let's switch so you can see what I'm doing. So, here we go. Now I'm down in the corner, but you can take a overhead view. Let's get this. This is good. I had trouble getting it in. Get it out. There we go. That's the motherboard power connector. I'm going to be reusing the power supply because it is actually, it's a 750 watt EVGA 80 plus gold. So it's not a bad power supply. More than enough for what I'm doing. So let's keep going. What do I have in here for RAM? 8 lousy gig of DDR3. 2 4 gig sticks. That's all I could find. Put them aside. Somebody's checking in. Let me let some other people know what I'm doing. Some people don't, when I say I'm streaming, they're like, what? I don't think I need any of the front panel connectors. Oh. Yeah, I still have to get him out, so let's take this. Good part is this is an old machine, but it was one of the first to use PCIe and SATA. So now we got take the front cover off. Cute cover. Let's put it this way. This machine was built for Windows Vista. If that gives anybody any idea of how utterly old this is. So, drive is good. Fortunately, there's nowhere to put it. So if I want to run it, I want to run a DVD or anything, I'm going to have to go external. And I do have that. Let's turn that off. Things aren't hard to strip down. Taking apart stuff is easy. This is my first live stream, so I'm nervous and I don't know what I'm doing. it's born. Eco mode is off. Should I turn eco mode on? No, probably not. Another SATA data cable and power supply. That's about it. I actually put a decent cooler on this thing. But I remember running this in the summer when it was hot and humid, and it somehow knew how hot and humid it was, and it wouldn't start just because of the heat and the humidity. It just wouldn't even bother trying. Another reason why I'm kind of happy to say goodbye to it. Okay, we're stripped down. Let's put this aside for now. Let's get our new motherboard set up. Everybody's trying to make me put this big Mongo cooler on there, but I kind of want this one. Big hunk of copper there, and it's got some RGB in it. And I happen to have an RGB header here that I can use. So I'm going to do it. My preference. Take the mounting hardware. Is this going to be all cut and dry? Is everything going to work perfectly? I don't know. There we go. Is my other video on the way? I can get rid of that if you want. Alright. I'm going to treat this stuff like anti-seize. Gets everywhere. Spread it around. They have a good surface contact that really doesn't need a ton. I don't need it to bleed all over and get all over the CPU. So let's spread it. Spread the joy. If I want, I can get a pick and get some more out of there. Let me try that. Alright guys, off camera. Really isn't working. Alright. Give up. Figure I got enough. Get a paper towel, clean this off. Get it done with the goop. Alright, let's see. Now I have my fan connector here, my RGB there. So, which way do I want this mounted? Probably like that. Now the hard part. Getting this in. Be careful, those fins are sharp. Alright, let me switch that to just the desktop. No, I didn't flip it. Did I flip it? Yeah. Alright, folks. Well, let's see it upside down and backwards. Third one in. If I start bleeding from this, you know I did it right. And the last one, the easiest one. All right, let me get a pair of pliers or something to hold that in. It seems to be tight. Not too tight, but tight. That's how I work on cars more than I work on this. This is just a hobby. And I've been building these things since the first one ever came out. Thank you, IBM, for the XT. 8-bit goodness. I didn't have to build it, but I did upgrade it. Anybody remember the days of HiMem.sys? That's where you ran something called expanded memory, which was next to the 640K, which is all you're allowed to have for main RAM. Okay. Line up the arrows. It's this way. The pins straight. There we go. There's the RGB. That just doesn't want to stay in. I don't feel like that was going to happen. And this all run around the back. There's a fan header for the CPU fan, which is this one. At least that has a guide in it, so I know. Perfect. Okay. That much is ready. I don't think there's anything else I have to do. Bring up a drawing, tells me what my headers are. These two are USB headers. That's a USB 3 header. I believe that's for the audio, or that's for the audio. AAFP, yeah, that's audio front panel. Not sure what that is. I think that's for a serial port, which I don't have. So I'm not going to use that. These are my ×16 slots. Put the GPU right there. I'm going to put the networking right there. You can't do that until you get it in. So, here we go. Let's pull him aside. Put him somewhere safe. By the way, I am working on a grounded mat. This whole station is grounded so I can work on the electronics I want here. My goal tonight is to get this thing to post and possibly to run the Windows that is on the motherboard in. I don't think I want to run anything under that. That doesn't look great. This is that the right hardware. Doesn't look like it. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. There's 9 screw holes that have to match up when this guy gets put in. Can you all see this properly? Back panel is right here. Move that forward. There we go. You got that? Screw holes match up. This guy, I'm going to swap him out. He doesn't have a screw, but he does go into the hole. Otherwise, all my screw holes match up. And I don't have any extra ones in there that'll poke into it. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. This guy's got to be replaced. So let's set you aside. Oh, I hope that wasn't. That's not going to do it. Let's get a multi-tool. I like to have all my grounds in here. That's a weird post. You can see that? Just has a post to go through the hole, but it's filled in. Pretty peculiar. Here we go. Threads the same. Seem to be. Yep. They're the same. I did a fair amount of preparation for this, but not this far. I was gonna let this happen naturally. So if I screw up, you can all be there to yell at me and tell me what I did wrong. Here. That's the correct post. I don't have a cough button. Okay. Let's get some screws in here. Now, do I have screws? Not exactly what I would have chosen, but they work. This thing has a great magnetic tip. Linus, you did a wonderful job. Used a lot of screwdrivers. Never had one that held them that good. Pretty sure I got 9 of these. One here. Let me see. One more in the corner here. I think that's it. This is great. Every time my kids upgrade, I get what they leave behind. For me, that's great because they're all gamers. I am not. I don't need the game. Okay. Let's see. We got fan headers. CA fan. We got fan headers down here. How's that look? Let me see now. I'm looking for a fan. No, it's the all my fan headers are over here. No. What's that? Get my old data related. I can't read that because I'm old. CPU option 1. Not quite sure what that is. But I've got Hey, they weren't all that helpful. Putting everything in here. I can put this here, I suppose. Same plug. See what that does. And then I'll run the front fans. I may have to put a fan controller in here. So I need to get all these fans running. Okay, got that in. Now let me run these pieces in one at a time. Alright, this is my USB 3. Tab on it. There we go. Okay, that's run. Let's get another fan run. That's a 3-pin. It's a 3-pin. What do I do with a 3-pin? This is also a 3-pin. They're 3-pin fans. Tell me they only work with the controllers. I can try putting this on here. I got a pin sticking out. That's for this fan. So I come in here for my audio connector. It's got a pin missing there. He goes here. Nice thing about this stuff, it's kind of standard. So there's a pin missing. Yeah, this is audio HD, so that's going in the right place. Tuck that in. Let's get some of this front panel USB put in. Here's one. You're all gonna mess with me about my cable wire, my cable dress. We'll see how well I do. There's a USB connector. Yes. That's my front panel USBs. Just take that wire. There. Isn't that nice and sweet? Tuck that under the board. Okay. Next are the switches and the LED, the power switch and the LED. That's the hard drive LED. I'm going to turn this up so I can feed these guys in. It's 3 pieces of wire here. Oh, I'm already on something. Let's take them from the side. All right. This is that other fan, and I don't have a place for that. Plus I can use the AIO port for that. So I got 2 left, 3, bunch of pins. Power switch. Hard drive LED. Power LED, plus and minus. I'm gonna have to look them up. Where did I put that? Oh, you tell me I didn't. I'll stop watching myself. And this is a Rogue, ROG, DRIX, Z390-H. And there we go. Switch to the US site. It's going to support manual and bring up the motherboard. Get to where they get pictures. I like pictures. Alright, let's get the 10. I can use that as a fan. Fan there, and there. I should have enough fan connectors. Power supply. There we go. Hard drive LED. Plus and minus. So those last two pins. They're not labeled, so it might or might not work. Okay, hard drive LED. Let's see. Power LED, plus minus. At least to tell you what that is on here. Plus pin. Minus pin. Okay. And then the last one is power switch. Where does he go? Power button ground. Okay, so it's those two. Right next to power LED and power switch. Okay. That's not polarized. Okay. And there's a fan connector here. Let's try putting them on. This may or may not work, or it may just run rampant. There. Next, now they have an HDMI pass-through. I don't know if you can see this. Let's go. They run an HDMI pass-through so that you can hook it up to the back here and have it come out the top, so you don't have to go behind the computer. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to have enough stuff coming out the back I won't need to. So let's just ignore that for now. Let's pull the extra wires out. Oh, yeah, then we're going to start getting our power connected. Pull all our extra wires out to the back. And I got wire ties that I will put. Let's take this guy, just tuck him in here. Always tuck him. I will wire address that after. Just make sure it works. Getting to that point where we can just plug it in as soon as I get this power supply hooked up. The back cover on. So, guess it's time to slip in our power supply. He goes in here. It's a nice modular power supply. Now this has a cover plate. 2, 3, 4. It's got a nice cover plate that you attach first. Is that right? Does it go this way? Goes that way. Definitely. Okay. Can we all see it now? Am I in the right spot? Yeah, here. That's better. Rule of thumb, get all 4 screws in first. Don't tighten anything up, because like this one here is not going to match. Keep them all kind of loose till you get them all in. Now you start tightening them up. Okay. And I have 3 of the 4 screws. Put this in. Nice they use thumb screws on this. This is an NZXT NZXT. You want to know what model number this is? It's a discontinued anyway, so there we go. Now it's time to start feeding more wires back in here. Let's see. Power's going to come up here. This is the main ATX power. Let's switch you over to here. Okay, power cable's in. Let's start mounting our hard drives. I've got a couple slots here. These are the little carriers they give you to attach your hard drives to. And I'm gonna put them on. I'm assuming this is my secondary. You can also put a hard drive on this sled. My son was kind enough to leave me with a hard drive. I wonder if he knows he did that. Let's get some little screws. Screw not going to work. Probably needs to have a different thread. Here we go. Maybe it's this one. Yep. I'm only going to put 2 in. Don't expect it to escape on me. All right, this is my secondary. It's Get some hard drive power up there. That's not it. This is. Okay. No. Oh, they're going to do this to me. Yep. Alright, that's power. And here's my SATA. I don't know if you can't see that now, can you? I'm working on the side, so let's swap back to this. That deal. So I got the power cable run up. Now I have to get the data cable run over. Let's see, this one's probably the furthest away. So that's simple. These labeled 1, 2. Yeah, let's go. Down. Hit. Nope. Nice click. I like that. Now I just need to put a screw in here. I don't think you like watching my back. Okay. Now let's get our second hard drive. This one's kind of odd. Is that gonna fit on the tray with those things on it? Oop. So they're coming off. Just for some weird slide thing where they slide them in to a position. It's the only SSD I've got for this machine. And the reason I'm using this is my boot machine. Boot drive. All right. Backwards. Hold it out. That way. Line up the holes. Yeah. Find the screws. One. Please be one more. Just one. One. Okay. Let's get the power on this one. Okay. Power. Is that gonna reach? He's not gonna reach. Let's do this one. Tuck that in. Let's get a data cable. Wonder if I can use a short one. I think I can. I just won't be able to make it to number 2. Of course you want to go in a different way. I do not have monkey fingers. I need monkey fingers. Uh-huh. That's odd. It's not meant to fit that. It does. There. That worked. Okay. Now I got one more long connector. I'll go here from the side. Click. I'll connect this guy to my hidden drive. I don't know if you're watching. I don't know if you wanted that one or not, but there she is, baby. Swap to the top view. Hope you meant to leave that for me. Oh, good. I got power already down here. Okay. Tuck all those in. This is the back of the machine, folks. Nobody looks here. address. Everything coming nice and neat. All right. What were we doing here? I don't know what that is. It appears to be. This is another connector that I don't need yet. If I get a GPU that requires external power, I'll be ready. This goes to the CPU. So let's feed that up. Let's see. He's gotta go here. Oh, goody. I got a slot right here. Poke that right in, nobody know. Clips on one side. All right, so they go outside. And if all is well, they should just fit. These plugs are keyed, and they have different shapes on each pin. If it doesn't match that shape, it won't go in. Don't force it. Blow up your machine real quick. Line them up, they should slide in. Let me see. Let me make sure. It's square. Angle, angle. I have these reversed order. See if I can get this up. Where is he at? Oh, you're gonna be. Okay, got that half in. Like doing rocket surgery. He simply does not want to go in. both fit. That's it, folks. We are wired. Leave that USB port open here. Oh, you can't see it. Let's go. That's going to be. All right, I reversed you. But one USB port left here, and that's for the network card. Sure, on my other plugs. Happy. That's for this. Apparently you need the USB port for the Bluetooth connector. This is supposed to have Bluetooth built in. I should probably just look up this. This is a PCIe mini card. I can actually swap that out for another one and it would probably work. But I already have the drivers in for this. It's just a matter of picking a slot for him. And this is the one he has to go in. And there. Nice and snug. You have a neat little thumb screw. You don't even need tools to switch cards out. And I take this USB and check the pin outs. It goes in like that. Move him out of the way. Get out of the way. Making sure all my cables are seated properly. Don't want to come in and do this again. And let's tuck this wire in room here. I got a little. Let's go to the back. There we go. Now, does that look all nice and neat to everybody? I don't know if Linus would approve, but I think it's good. How long have I been working on this? Quite a while. Dust all over the place in this thing. Okay. Put them back in. I'm probably going to have missing ones. It's good to have these things in because they keep the airflow going through the fans and not just anywhere. Screwdriver. Hello. Just one more. Short one, but I'm sure I'll find it. I'm sure I'll have one floating around here somewhere. Missing one. Alright. Spare USB cable. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna spare everything. And I think I'm gonna have my son throw some mag. This is the antenna for the Wi-Fi. I'm gonna connect the antennas to the back. Get some magnet so he can just stick there. I can zip tie to the top. And let's see. Need one of these here. Okay. And one here. When I find nope. All right. Oh, graphics card. Should have left that one out. Because he is going to go in the slot that's missing. I think perfect. That will cover it. And beautiful. We're almost ready to turn them on. We might be ready to turn them on. All goes right, it'll just work. Running the memory here in dual channel mode. It should light up. If I'm not mistaken, it lit up. Are we ready? Did I waste your time long enough? Alright, let's get back to the other mode. There we go. Let's get a power cable. Alright, I have the power supply turned off, so nothing should happen there. Nothing did. Let's get our, that's power. Let's get an HDMI cable out. I have a spare HDMI cable. This guy. Wait a minute. Too many HDMI cables. Take an HDMI cable from this monitor that we're not using. I'll get into this. You mind? And I'm going to plug it onto the video card. Trusting it'll default into the video card. What do we need now? Keyboard. I'm going to use a wired keyboard in case I have to get into the BIOS. I don't know if the wireless keyboards work. Unless you're in the operating system and have the USB initialized. So, keyboard go there. Mouse. This is the mouse I was using. And mouse. Plug in, mouse. Okay. This is where we wait to see if there's any smoke. I hope there's no smoke. Okay, let's turn the power supply. Oh. Alright. That's on. This is the power switch. Oh! End of life. We have RGB on the memory, so everybody's changing colors. Uh-oh. What? Now I'm confused. All the fans are running. That's wonderful. I may have to switch the input on this one. Yeah! Woohoo! Alright. VGA card is not supported by the UEFI driver. What? Alright. Well, I'm watching it on my VGA card. So let's hit F2 and continue. Everything's changed for this motherboard since the last time it was used. So something. And that's Windows. Cooking, folks. We know the keyboard works. Now we're getting video out from the video card. There's going to be a bunch of software fixes and tweaks, and I'll probably have to go into the BIOS and make sure everything's happy with whatever's there. Not often you can just plug everything in and it works. Back in the day, we had to give it detailed information about every hard drive you put in there. Sectors, how many platters, everything. You had to tell it everything or it wouldn't work. It's probably trying to figure out because it has a different chipset than the old one. Yeah, rebooting. Don't lock. Relocked. Nope. Okay. Yeah, it's figuring out all the new hardware I put in. This is Windows figuring out the new motherboard. Well, folks, I'm going to call that a success. I hope you were able to see the whole thing if you wanted to. Otherwise, I'm pretty much done here. The rest is the boring stuff, software stuff. So, I'm going to end the stream. You guys all have a great night. Thanks for coming along. One mouse. Let's try this mouse. And I'll see you next time on another episode of Dad's Diag. Bye.